Okay, so yesterday we have making Scrum progress. Okay? We have to understand what we have done. So yeah, this stream will be more about understanding the code that has written with the help of uh, ChatGPT. Okay? Needed to understand what is going on. Okay? So that we'll be able to improve. Okay? So this is inferencing wala part. Okay? Inferencing.py. Understand what is happening because JSON we are importing bunch of libraries. Okay, so this is like we are getting it from the environment variable. Okay, we have set default API and API and the name. Okay, do they have like a requirement? I think so, right? Uh, they have a requirement, right? Which was what? Building up consumer technology. This is not the requirement. They have their own requirement. Right? I needed to have a okay. This is the one I guess. Before submitting, ensure the following variable are defined in your environment. Okay, this is good. Hmm, I think they have told us to have set some default value for I guess API or maybe model name or what about it? Where was it? Spec. Oh, we can do one thing. Uh, let, let's read this firstly. Building an AI ITMS open environment where an agent can execute end-to-end ticket operation across incident handling, SLA management, and root cause problem workflow. Okay, this spec intentionally avoid the minimum only pattern of three tasks. Okay, why is that? This spec intentionally avoid the minimum pattern of three. The environment must support evaluating. Okay, this is something. Okay, yeah, you can just. Uh, yeah, source. So source data. Okay, what is this word? Concaminal snapshot. Okay. Primary data was taken from here. Okay, that is good to know. We have taken data. If you are not aware about it, okay, we have taken data from. Okay, where was it? Uh, we have taken data from here. There are some data, uh, some of the tasks that are already being defined. Let me show it for you. The data should look like something like this. Okay. Where are some of the data? Okay, I think I have shown the data on this stream, so I don't need it to do this again. Okay, let's read something. Where was it? Okay, we can do. Okay. So, what it is? The primary data was coming from here, task manifestation artifact. This is the artifact that is created while we are running all these things. Okay. Task.md human readable minor. Okay. Other snapshots. There are other data also. Okay. We are not. This is primary data, but we have much more data than this. I have shown it to the right. Okay. So the primary data was coming from where? Yeah. The primary data was coming from here. Okay. But we have much more data than this. So snapshot notes if your export path is this file. Okay. First export convert to the SQL seed statement and regenerate the same task management format. Oh, sorry, manifest format. Multiple snapshot in ITSM/DB containing similar schemas. Some are reduced size seed. Full 181 was coverage is guarantee on the convention. Okay, what is this term? Let me go. Let me try to search what this means, which is Kenny. Uh, according to order by canon law. What is canon law? Including in the list of scared book. Okay. Hmm. We have defined somewhere the canon law, right? Or is this not the case? Let's just think of it as a black box, but I still not able to understand what does it really means to you. If something it follow a principle of rule or usually in a religion. Okay, so it follows something. It is something like a protocol. Yeah. Uh, okay. Manifest uh, manifest note runtime task loading must be task dot only. Okay. So whatever is running will be loaded inside this. Okay. Task.empty is documented or omit may omit the machine field using reader. Okay, I don't think so. I have defined task.empty to be like this, used by reader. Okay, let me read this first, then we will be going to the task.empty. Okay. Task volume and comprehension. Okay, task completion is defined. Oh, sorry, task comprehension is deterministic and row deserve divert and 100 incident task for from table incident. Okay, so we are doing something regarding the task for table. Okay, 26 include SLA task from table indicating SLA. Okay, 100 task from table problem and 45 tasks from incident knowledge. Total of itna task and difficulty is okay. So we don't need to understand this thing at least. Okay, that deterministic difficulty rule using deterministic labeling rule and storing the result in each row. We have divided into three. Okay, that is good to know. Recommended complete mapping incident SLA completed easy in progress. If it is a task of in progress or paused, it is defined to be medium, and if it is reached, we have defined it to be hard. Okay, it is on our own accordance. Okay, incident knowledge. Okay, I think According to them, if we are able to train something like do a GPU, GRPU training, so it will consider to be an hard task. But we have defined it according to our own definition. Maybe for uh, what is hard for us, maybe they will be consider it to be a medium task. So yeah, let's read this problem. Problem critical security core, ठीक है, and hard otherwise medium. If it is a problem related to critical security or core infra root causes case, ठीक है, so we consider it to be hard problem. Otherwise, it will be a medium problem. ठीक है. Incidents measure out. Okay, so this is I think this is at least a hard problem. Okay. Environment scope. ठीक है. Ticket rise and life cycle progression. Okay. Assignment and reassignment, prioritizing and urgency. Okay. Consistent checks of work notes. Okay. Hmm. SLA handling it. We are doing this thing. I think this is also included in their initial problem to choose from. They have suggested to choose this. I think so. It was the case. Let me go to. Okay. Uh, I don't know. I must have erased it from here so that it will not get the context. Okay. Yeah. It is the slide. Email from triage, email tries and customer support. I think this is covering most of it. Uh, Let me do one thing. Let me close this. Okay. Work work note and resolving quality check. Okay. SLA stage handling in progress pause and okay. So these are all the things that is been handled by it. Problem linkage and root cause progression. Okay, how is it happening? I don't know. So let's just outscoping the round one. Okay. Human AI rendering, non-deterministic external call in grading. Okay. The outbound email SMS delivery. Okay. We are out of scope in this thing. Okay. OpenNV API contract implementing the standard OpenAI method. So this is something that we are all implementing directly from there. Okay, like okay, contract clarification, the environment interface return an initial observation from the reset and a full step result from the step. Some OpenNV client expose reset as a step result wrapper from the API symmetry. This is acceptable as long as the observation is identified and deterministic. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That is true. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. Service endpoint surface for this benchmark. The okay, we are using this benchmark for our purpose. ठीक है. For this benchmark, the required HTTP endpoint are these. Okay, they wanted us to make these things. I think I have made slash web, but I don't think so if it is working or not. Okay, let me see. Slash reset is doing the reset and all this thing. If the development using OpenNV WebSocket transport, the slash web should be the exposing. exposed. Okay, round one does not require custom UI development, but slash web and slash must be reachable as a part of. Okay, I think I needed to create the UI. Okay, so we might need to change the statement for it to have it. What does required. Okay, so we do require the UI, but must be reachable. And let's write this. Okay. Uh, what? Why this happens? Okay, my bad. So we needed to do one thing. We needed to say, and okay, this looks good. Okay, type module. Because I don't think so. They have said anywhere. They have said that okay, we don't need it to make this thing still. So yeah, we will be making it. The UI development. Okay. Okay. Then we are creating some of the observations ID. Okay. So these are all the things we have type modules where we are defining the task ID, task type, whatever the task type is, then the difficulty, then the steps, step indexes, okay, and the maximum step. Why are we defining step and x? Okay. Okay. Why are we defining the maximum steps? I don't know. Do we require it? I don't think so. Uh, let's see. In this snapshot, we do require this relative entity allowed the action. Okay, so whatever action we are have allowed, okay, and the last action status, okay, okay, valid or whatever we have done it, and the last action error, okay, we are defining it like this, okay. We have already discussed about it. The raw error is the string, and it could also be a none if we are not having any error. Progress signal, okay. And let's read the accent. Or we can what accent we could take. We can take an accent type. We have to define firstly the accent type, and then we needed to define the target ID, the payload as a dictionary, and the reasoning. Okay, the reasoning is provided by us only. We are not using any inferencing model, right, for that to create to happen. Okay. So we are not doing the GRU. We are not making any model intelligent. We might have defined it, the inferencing wala part, but we are not using any. Uh, what did it say? We are not using any LLM or the intelligence. We are doing it in a one way. So that is why that thing is happening. Okay, understandable. But still, we can do one thing. We can constantly improve it. The model's intelligent, but we are passing the reasoning as an initial step. So yeah, that is still understandable. Okay. So total, okay, the reward are divided into three things. Total, how many reward we are getting, and components. Okay, why are we having components? I don't know. normalizing the progress. Okay, so we are normalizing the we will be understanding it what is happening when we go through when we I can go through with it was here, right? Yeah, when we go through with this, so only then we will be able to understand what this means. Okay? So let's skip this for now. And info, okay, info should contain the task complete. Okay, where did, okay, we not have to we don't have to require to define the typed module for the reset. I think at least that is what it is implying. Okay, the task complete. Okay, uh, greater score violation, so whatever violation it is happening, and the state delta. Okay, so this is for the overall debugging wala part. See if the task is being complete or not, and whatever is happening. Okay, state models. Okay, so let's just say NV state should be including Canico in memory loaded SQL new seed. Okay, this is something which is technical about what we are trying to solve. So yeah, canonical is something like a set of instructions that is needed to follow. I think so because I have searched it over the internet and they said this means that. Yeah. In memory storage loaded from SQL seed. Okay, so this is being loaded from the SQL seed or the DB that we have defined. If you look over here, uh, it was here. Okay, so whatever we have defined over here, we are loading it over the over the over the environment. Okay, active task descriptor. Okay, we are describing the active task and the current step we needed to do this. Okay, and the action history and mutation log and terminal flag. Okay, statement. Okay, to get the to get whatever error is we are getting to, yeah, this is where we will be highlighting it. Okay, so we do needed it. Okay, we are doing this thing. So yeah, and what we are doing else, the task loaded strategy. So this is how we are loading the task. I don't think so we should be going through with this. Okay, so task.md must include all itna task. Okay, so this is a must may contain a reduced column for the readability. Okay, must not be used as runtime. Okay, data input deterministic ordering, default training, eval order, state sort by this. Okay, okay, I will be back in just a moment. Okay, just wait. Hello. Okay, I'm audible. So yeah, where were we? Okay, so we were defining the deterministic ordering. Default training evaluation order will be stable sorted by text ID. So we are taking it from here. That is been sorted, and optional randomization with the fixed seed for responsibility. Okay. Randomization with the fixed seed for reproducibility. Okay. We are also taking it randomly. Episode design. Okay. So we are designing the episode. So each episode has like default episode limit by task type is incident is equals to 8 steps. Incident SLA should be having 6 steps, and problem is 8 step, indicating incident knowledge is 5 step. Terminal consistency condition is if we are succeeding, if we are having a success, criteria satisfy, fatal invalid action, threshold reach. Okay. Hmm. Reward design using a dense reward with the explicit component, action validity reward, progress reward towards the objective, consistency reward field do not conflict, penalty for the invalid reductant. Okay. Hmm. We are penalizing it, so that is good to know because we needed to do these things together. If we are doing it or not, we will be seeing it in a minute. But yeah, it should be there. So the recommended formula is this thing, which is 0.2 multiplied by the validity, 0.4 into progression plus 0.2 into the consistency. So what would be the okay, 0.2 into the validation. Okay, so we are giving 20% weightage to the validation, 45% to the progress, 20% to the consistency, and we are penalizing 0.15, and there is terminal bonus, which is what is terminal bonus? Uh, terminology is it? We are not having it right anywhere else. Okay, so this is how it is. Normalization, this is how we are normalizing it. We are doing the clean for step reward to be -1 to 0. Okay, I don't think so we should be doing this, or is, and then tracking the cumulative normalization in this. Can we do it? Is this thing allowed? What have we written it for? I don't think so if this is allowed or not. Let me do one thing, okay? Let me open what was it? Okay. Okay. So let us read first, okay? So what is happening? Minimum task with a agent grader of 0 to 1. Detail. Each defined concentrated object and grader must compliance with a propagation grader that can perform 0.021 task should range. Okay, I don't think so this is allowed or not. Let me go over here. Okay. Where was this spec? Okay, this way it is. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Or asking whether the reward claims it is compatible with the benchmark. I will quickly checking the exact reward. And having this other. Okay. The key component is that there are two different signals: tracking reward per step and task scoring per step. Why is it consistent? Okay, we are having two things. That the first one was to training reward per step. Okay, so we are getting a training reward per step and task grader score per step. Hmm. But in this, we should be each step define a concrete objective and agent must compliance with a progressive grader that scores performance. Okay, so this is for to calculate the performance. Okay, we understand, but okay, I found the key and now I will be into this. Tracking reward per step. So we are tracking the reward per step and task grading per step. Okay, why it is consistent? Requiring the progression grader to score 0 to 1 deterministic also required a meaningful reward function with a partial progression and uh, hmm, okay. So we are still calculating the progression in 0 to 1, but keeping the grade score as authorized tasking. Okay. So we are doing it in still it is uh, yeah. Just in case I have redefined the definition. Okay. Uh, okay. The final task is still I still made a small presentation. So it is just a reward system I think. But the grader is still storing the grade. The accumulated grade is to like from 0 to 1. Okay, so it is for penalty वो giving penalties. ठीक है, so we are giving penalties in from -1 to 1, but the accumulated reward will like the accumulated performance will be scoring between 0 to 1. uh, Either it define the complete objective of either yeah, we are still doing it in that way, but okay, let me do one thing. Yeah, so we are still to yeah, so we are still doing it in okay, my bad, why is this? Ah, so we are still doing it in that way, that we are giving a penalty if the agent is doing something wrong, because that is why this thing per step is can be -1 to 1, but the cumulative of that episode is calculating between 0 to 1. Or should I be also be I don't know. Okay, let's just discuss this when we go to the reward wala part, ठीक है, or the grader. uh, where is it? Oh, it was here. So when we will be discussing about these things, okay, so then I think we will be calculating it. Okay, so let's see क्या होता है. Anti loop penalty, ठीक है. Repeat identical no ops action, ठीक है. So let's suppose even if they are not getting into the loop, so these are all the things that they might run into, which we should be penalizing, ठीक है, or penalty, ठीक है. तो ग्रेड डिजाइन ठीक है, ऑल द ग्रेड मस्ट बी डिटरमिनिस्टिक एंड प्योर ओवर फाइनल एपिसोड स्टेट प्लस द एक्शन हिस्ट्री. Okay, all the grade must be deterministic and pure overall episode state action history. Okay, all the grader is deterministic because they are calculating overall from the episode state plus the action history. So that is good to know. Per episode, per task deterministic requirement, every grade must include explicit grade target and grade base to we are determining something, so that like it could not run into a loop where it is constantly trying to achieve 100%. So maybe that is what this thing is. And so grade does not depend on ambiguous natural language object. objective test. Okay, so we okay, so that is why also uh, yeah, grade should consume type, state, field, and action history only. No, the grade should consume type. Okay, so this is something that we are passing it as a state, all the states or the action history. Yeah. Uh, okay, where was it? Incident workflow grader, 100 tasks, check correct status. Okay, so we are constantly checking this. Correct assignment or the correct group, required workload, percentage where applying, ठीक है. SSL handling grade, check the correct stage update, breach and pause sentiment, time window, consistency against the provided timestamp. Okay, okay. Problem management grade, check the root cause of workflow progression and linking the integrity to the incident and service CI and fix the workaround compliance, sorry, completeness. Okay, we are defining all these as a grade. ठीक है, the checking the correctness. Okay, so these are all the factors that we are taking consideration while we are calculating, uh, while we are calculating these things. ठीक है, so these are all the things based on which we are doing the calculation, and the score aggregation is returning 0 to 1. That is good, because that is what it should be doing. And the benchmark aggregation, mean score over the selected task. Okay, and the report per type breakdown. Okay, the baseline inferencing, creating root level inferencing that uses the free model endpoint. Okay, that is good. You read the env var, you uses the extract. Okay, so these are all the things, and reproduce the score across all the days. Hmm. Produces the reproducibility score across all the 181 tasks for submission evaluation. Optional local mode or deterministic subset may be providing for developers smoke test, but official report baseline must be written. Hmm. So this is something which is we don't need to repeat first, but yeah, these are all the things that's needed to include. That is why included into the output. Okay, the standard output should look like something like this. This is the protocol for it. Produce reproducible score across all these things. Okay. Runtime constraint is less than 20 minutes on the CPU of this. Okay. OpenNV meta, creating this thing with. Okay, we understand. Recommended structure is something like this. Okay, the validation checklist. Before submission, all must pass. OpenNV spec validation. OpenNV present and validate. Environment responsible for this are reachable. Deterministic grade output 0 to 1. Okay, we might have to improve something. Okay, so I will be just noting it down just in case I forgot about it later. Okay, which were okay. So yeah, we were discussing these things. We have okay, these are all in 180 task discoverable and executable task.json, contain all the required machine field for every task.empty, mirror 180 task id for the kernel manifest. Okay, docker image build and run, baseline interference, completes with the required log. Okay, accepting the criteria from this space. Okay, this spec is completed when we implemented the real world. Okay, so these are all the things that we need to do. So I think we understand a little. So we should be going with, I think, this, or maybe where to go first. Let's understand this first here. So we were discussing about how we needed to define these. Okay, let me go to here. Okay, there was something about that I needed to define. It is it is like in here, I guess. Why is it written to be new? Do they change something? I don't think so. Hmm. Yeah. So API based URL and the model name should be set as default. You needed to provide something over here. Okay, I needed to understand something too. Yeah. Just give me a moment. Huh? Okay, we are exploring some of the things. Just give me a moment. Okay, I am doing a little research because I get to know something. I think so. At least that is what I believe. Okay. So I'm going to just cross check whether I'm right or wrong. Okay. Hmm. We need to define this local good terminal. Let me do one thing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let let us move forward. Okay. So these are all the task paths. Okay, I have defined it. Okay, the maximum steps. Oh, sorry, maximum task can be this. So we have around what? 181 task and 8 step per task. I don't think so. We are getting the 8 step at max, even at max, or are we? I don't know. But we are getting like in a average of 3 tasks. I think so. When I run it, uh, it is showing me that we are running average of 3 tasks. Okay. Starting the log, we are defining it like this. I will be back in just a moment. Okay. Okay, so yeah, log start. So this is just to get the inferencing together running. Uh, yeah. Hmm. I think we have this right. Uh, we have this rechecker and the local checker. Yeah. Mm, let's update any of the images. Okay. Yeah. So what was we discussing? Yeah, we are starting it. We are getting the having the inferencing. We have defined. We should be defining it like this, right? Let me go to what was it? We should be defining it like this only. Yeah, we are defining it as described at over here, and it looks just, it looks the same to me. I think. Yeah, it is same. So this part is still to do, and then we are loading. Okay, this is something that we have described. It is not uh, written there to describe this thing. So we are loading the task ID. Okay. Okay. With the read command, the path is being given over here. Then we are loading it in the JSON format and to append it over here. LLM reasoning, which we are not doing right now, but yeah, we can be doing it. Okay. Let's see if we will be testing this thing also. Okay. Uh, we are taking the default name, which was I think twin. Am I right? uh, it was queuing 2.57 billion installed. Okay, so this we are using this thing right now, but let's see what happened. Uh, so it is generating something which is a system prompt. It is not that good of system prompt, but yeah, we can use this thing. Right now we are using it like this. We are directly importing it from uh, we are directly importing all these things from here. So we really not require it as of now, but yeah, if we wanted to put intelligence in this, so we will be needed to perform it, but we are not gotten to that stage as of now. Okay. Uh, okay, we have done it, but where was that thing? I forgot about it. Is it this the one now? Where was it? Generating the task for okay. This is for the all the things that we are getting. We are starting the task. Task is ITSM01. Okay. Then we are able to perform the task in 3 steps, and whatever the reward we are getting, uh, we are printing in it and at the end, and this is a success. So we are getting it as a success, but do we are we getting something like and yeah, uh, and then how do we write it? Are we having? We are not having any failure. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So we have total of 905 steps. Sorry, step minus अगर we decrease it by okay 181 and yeah okay. This is still good to know. Then we are defining the user task ID and providing the one step next. We can do a few. We can do few short prompting to increase the richness of the prompt. But right now, I think this is one shot prompting that is implemented over here. So let's just skip it for now. Okay. We are defining the temperature to 0. Why is that? I still no idea. Let me go over here what they have defined. Uh, hmm. They have defined the temperature to 0.7. Should I also be making these things as as a part of over here. I don't know. Should I be doing this? Uh, hmm. Okay, we need an improvement over LLM part also. Okay, which is inside influencing. I will be just noting this down. Okay, I needed to implement these things. Okay, they still look good to me. The LLM reasoning is still nice. Choosing the accent ticket or whichever uh, accent we are choosing. Signal target. Okay, okay. So we needed to ask it to uh, get weather from radio that we wanted to look at. Okay. Uh, we have to see what we will be requiring for that, because for us to perform GRPO we might require some of the GPU. Even for simpler tasks they do require GPU. It was of GPU A100. It is available over Google Cloud, but it is a paid one. So I have not implemented or tried to see what it can do over there. But yeah, we can use a free GPU to implement that part also, right? Let's see if we are if we will be doing it or not. But it is taking much more time also, right? Because I think there was a limit how much session I can what is the session length, or what is the TTL time to live for the session. Okay. I don't think so it was that much for Google Collab. So we have to see if the GPU or the free GPU is able to perform GRPO within the TTL of Google Collab. We will be trying to implement it. Let's see if we are able to succeed over that or not. Okay. But let's do this first. We are choosing the action, the task that we are giving as an input. We are getting a snapshot of the ticket chicken. These are the signals, and what are the target or the target hint. Then we are passing it as reasoning. Hmm. So maybe this thing we are getting from the LLM, because only that will make sense. And if step double equals to 1, action could be this. If the task equals to incident, if something were to happen, task.get target step status resolve target.get assignment group. Okay. Okay. So they might also have implying us to perform GRPU after we created the environment, or if the environment is capable of performing the GRPU. We might be doing it or we might not be, but let's see. If task double equals to incident, okay, target status is this, assignment group Okay, if not snapshot or work notes. Okay, so these are coming from the reasoning, and I think the previous action that we have taken. These are all the things. If target double equals to close, if we are able to achieve what we wanted to achieve, I think this is what they imply. Then we are just needed to return this thing, and by saying that ticket closes, and if it get resolved, we need to pass it like this. So these are we are just defining what we need to do when we are getting something. So yeah, if snapshot double equals to this, target this, return action, updating the incident. So this is for the reasoning wala part, I think, which step it should be taking and what are the things we need to do if something arises. Together, this is for the incident. Okay, this is for the sorry my bad. Yeah, these are all for the incident, I think. But let us read for what will happen if we are incident SLA. But if SLA, let me get these terminology straight. In what? Okay. Service level agreement, a document contract between the server provider customer defined expert. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. So was it? Yeah. So if incident is SLA, if it is about server legal argument agreement, service legal agreement, okay? So target dot get we are target state has breach. Uh, if something were to break, expected here, okay? If it is breaking or not, we are defining it over here. That is good to know. Something were to arise over here. Incident is being resolving here. If it is resolving, if it is happening, it will describe over here. SSLA is being breached or not. And then we have problem. So if the problem is whatever the target of status of the target, we are describing it over here. If it is fixed or not. If not snapshot.get, we have work note. Together we are taking it from there. And then we have this root cause and resolve or not, or if it is close or what is happening, what is the status of it. If status is any of these, we are able to find the root cause or fix in progress or resolve or closed. We have to pass it like this. Okay. If the target is inside this, okay, so temporary migration applied while permanent fix is prepared. Okay. Hmm. Permanent fix prepared and validation in stage. Okay. These are all the things that is happening. if we are getting any of these. Why is fix in progress having the same payload as we are getting the same payload over here and here? Okay, the one thing that is different is, and we are using an AND operator, which is then saying snapshot that get work around and fixed node. Okay, if the snapshot that get status does not equals to target status, we are returning these things. Okay, which is still good to know. Hmm. And if the task is incident knowledge, we required a knowledge, we are searching it over there and trying to search it and trying to search over the payload. And this payload, I think this is describing over in the incident SLA. If payload attach the knowledge, okay, we are getting this, that is good. Alright, okay. Then we are running the episode. This is the logic for running the episode. Okay. Okay. We are running the episode. Hmm. Yeah, so we were discussing something like this. We are getting the reward. मतलब we are describing this thing when we are starting this. We are taking the model. Initially, we have not implemented any of these because we are not like I don't think so. We are using sorry, my bad. We are using this thing, okay? Because I think this is still a skeleton of what we are doing, okay? Most of our code, I think it should be coming from the work node, yeah. This is where it is coming from, I think so. Right now it is coming from here, but we will be improving it, okay? We will be improving it if after we are getting, if we are implementing this thing, okay? And yeah, we are implementing this thing, so it will get improvised. But right now, I don't think so. This thing is happening. Okay. Uh, then we have tried the env based URL which we have deployed. Okay, over the Hugging Face. We still have not used this thing. I think. At least that is what I think, because we are testing it manually with the help of uh, these. Okay, we have run these against the environment. Okay, we have run these. We have still not run any of those. Okay, or the GRPO. We might be improvising these part. I have noted everything just in case if I forgot to do it later. Okay, I have noted everything. Okay. So these are all the objective and define. We are defining the episode. How it should be. Okay, let me do one thing today. I will be back in a moment. Just a minute, for 2 minutes. Hello. Okay, I'm audible. Yeah, okay, we were saying we have defined some of the things. We are taking the next step from here. That is deterministic. Okay, and we are written it separately so that we can be changing it depending upon this. Okay, then we are running the for loop, taking the action. dumping it, like storing the action string, whatever action we have taken. Okay. Then we have taken these things which are step session.b. So whatever is happening over the session, rise from the status, and then we are storing these for the result over here. Okay. If anything bad happens, it will be stored over here, and this will great for that particular step. Okay. Then reward layout. We are getting the reward with these things, and we have defined overall everything. The thing I am mostly interested about, how are we calculating the, okay, how are we calculating the reward that is defined over here. We will be studying these also, but let me just finish this thing first. Step taken. Okay, did this thing gets updated right now, or is it okay? Okay. Hmm. Uh, but uh, something changes. Okay. I think my bad. Okay, where are we? Okay. Well, here, I think so. Then we are logging everything at the end. Everything looks good to me. Okay. Then we have defined the main function. We are loading the ID from the path. Where was the path initially? Uh, the default value was task.json, but we can also get from the environment variable if we have defined it. Then, is this the way how it should be? Okay. Okay. For the inferencing, I don't think so. This is the correct way to do this. We are using a Docker image. Okay. We might need to implement some of the things, okay, that they wanted from us. Hmm. So these thing is already written over there. Okay. So this is how it should be. I think you are interacting with. Right now we are not using these things, so we might not have to use it. Okay? This thing I don't think so. We are using it right now, the LLM wala part. So if we are to use it, we will be improving it. Okay? We are implementing different tasks. We have to improvise these part and these, and the benchmark was taken from here. And here did we define these things? We are defining it like this only, but we are not using it. I don't know why. And we have to define the next possible. We have defined the next step per step, but it was a deterministic answer. So we have to see what we needed to improvise. We needed to improvise over here. This should be defined as this. This is a sample that we can change some of the things from here. They have given us a reference that at least these are the things that should be there, the mandatory wala part, like these. So that is why I included this HF token, model name, and this. These are all the mandatory part where these needed to be redefined. And this is also be there. We are calculating it like this. Looks good to me. But we might have to improvise this thing. Or do we not? We have the formula for uh, where was it? Yeah, this is the one. This is the formula that we are using. Calculate the reward. Maximum possible reward. Do we need to write it this over here? I don't know. just in case, let's comment this over here. What did I do? Why is this thing popping? Not the right one. Let me write it like this. Sorry, what? We're calculating it like 0.20 multiplied with validity. Okay, then we're getting 0.45, which will be progress 0.20. We have to ask them that can we can it, if you are giving penalty, can it be negative, because then we might have to improve the range according to that. But I have like seen the Discord. I don't think so there is any mod. All the one who are talking are, I think so, uh, is participants. Okay, so we might have to mail them about this. We will see what we will be doing. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate it. I think it looks good to me. Okay, these are the formulas that we are using. Okay, all these things happens mostly. Then we have this. If we are using OpenAI, then the OpenAI all part will be using here. We have implemented the skeleton. My bad. Okay, now it get copy paste. Okay, so nice of me. It has written over here that we are using OpenAI client, but I don't think so we are using it really, but we have defined it just in case. We might need to change the client name over here. Let's see. So where were we? We have understand inferencing, what is happening over the inferencing. Then we have model, we have client.py, and yeah, this is sample inferencing.py. Let's see what we will be doing. Let's read this first. Okay, this is OpenAI client for the environment. Client for the ISM the data set. Okay. benchmark environment dot model of MV state BTSM or XM. We are taking directly model from here. We have to see either or we can use it from directly from the model if we getting the error like this. Okay. We have described some of the we have defined a method. Okay, we have defined a private method over here. These are three private methods. We are taking the model. Okay, we are like describing the payload, step payload, then parsing the result from the observation, and then returning it over here as step result. This is taken from here. We have to see if we have should we including these. Is this a good practice? I don't know. And then we have default pay state and which is returning this payload. I think we have do not require these. We can do it like this. Okay. We can define it like this. I think so. I don't know if we are using it as a package or not in future. We might be using it as a package. Should we doing this or that? Let's see. Let's describe it like this for now. If we are getting an error, then we will be changing it. Let's see. We got what we wanted. Okay, this is correct still, but let's see models. What is inside? Okay, the models we are taking it from the nv.models. Okay, we have described our model over here. What do they? When we are doing this, Okay, when we are doing this, we are still taking it from there, right? I don't know. Okay, let us not change this thing as of now. Before, okay, let us go to the environment where the real code is written. Should we go to environment or the server first? In server we have, okay, let's just read first this thing, okay? Then we will be going with that part. This is where the, I think the code is written regarding that. Okay, I needed to do something first, okay? I wanted to just verify uh, it is inside this, like I have to have a Docker file over here, because we are deploying the server. But in our case, we are using it like this, which is not correct. I think I am in this code we needed to define this directly here, the Docker file should be here instead of that, because I think they have specifically told us to use it like this. Okay, and they have not shared it in the requirement, but in the repo that we have shared with us, they have told us that this should be here, his environment logic should be here, and client code should be here. Okay, so we can do one thing. We can define this, and this in a different repo. Should we follow in this? Let me go to their where was it? this course, right? Opens only. Okay, okay, this is the thing. Okay, okay, yes. Okay, this is the one. We have some environment with us. Are we okay? This is where the Docker said Docker file should be kept. This is where the client readme field should be put. I needed to improvise this structure. Okay, we have noted down. Okay, just to we have a reference. We will be that is not close so that we can refer it later. Yeah, we understand this mistake also. Okay, yeah, let's read this. Let's see if we are. Yeah, we needed to improvise this also the web. Okay, so we will be changing this with the. We needed to change this with the real UI where people can interact. Just like I think this thing. Okay, just to have a context. This is open spiral. This we needed to change it like this. Okay, we will be changing it like this. Okay, so this needed improvement. This I think this is good. These are the steps. Then we have state, and yeah, I don't think so. There is not any more logic in this. Yeah, we can go to the environment finally. The core component that we wanted to see. Yeah, okay. Dot loader, environment dot loader. So we should be starting with this. Okay, let's see where are all the errors. We are defining the task. Uh, looks good to me. Okay. And we are defining the difficulty. This is not required, but we are doing it for our own. Okay, but even if like this, we not use it will work. Okay, and this is the status. The action that we can take, we can query, we can update incident, we can update problem, we can update SLA, which is a service legal agreement, sorry, attach the knowledge, add the work note, set the assignment, uh, if something get resolved or closed, or an OOP, what is new, what is this, uh, ठीक है. Let me do one thing. Let me do. So what is an OOP in this? No operation. Okay. This is a unique way to write no operation. Do not modify the ticker. Stay state. Okay. Just to have a reference today, I will be doing this. Okay, before I do this, okay, where did we define the logic? We have defined the logic over here. Okay, let's see what is happening. Then we are getting an OP, an OP. Okay, if the action is this, already if nothing were to happen, this is just internal stage with which is defined by the agent. I think if nothing were to happen, we have to define it like this. Okay, got it. No operation. It does make sense. Uh, okay. Uh, so we were saying this is no operation. Uh, we have action type which is necessary to pass. Then we have target ID. If it is not nothing, we need to define it like null, right? Or not? Okay, we needed to pass it like non. Sorry, we needed to pass it like none, but it can also be null. So yeah, payload. We are defining payload over here. So we are having our metadata. We have our reasoning just in case if we are uh, using the LLM. If we are not, then this can be null. So this is an optional field. We are defining the total reward. We are normalizing it between 0 to 1. Do we need a data? I don't think so. But पता नहीं. I will be deciding if we are needed to penalize it negatively or not, and if even we are allowed to do that, because I needed to ask someone that if we are allowed to do this or not. Okay. Then we have ITSM info. Okay. That if a task has been completed or not, what are the score? If what was it? SLP. Is it SLP or what? SLA, sorry. Yeah. If SLA is breached or if it is being violated, we are describing it over here. Here, this is where it is described, and then we have state delta. Okay. Okay, this is same as the metadata kind of thing. Okay. this we have here. Okay, my bad. But we have this reward, we have info, we have observation. Let's keep this up in the observation. Which we are having task ID, which is a string. We have task type, that we are taking as an input. Then the difficulty. I don't think so. We needed to describe the difficulty. It is uh, we do not need it to do this. I don't think so. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me remove the difficulty. The difficulty. Difficulty wala part we need to remove this. I'm just noting this down. But I don't think so. We really required this thing. It is just for our reference. Okay. Before we submit this, we can remove this part, the difficulty wala part, from everywhere. Yeah. Step indexed in and in, because uh, we might not have it for some of the use cases. Okay. So either we can do it like this. Okay. Either we have to do it like this. For now, let me do it like this. Okay. Or do we have to have a difficulty? Maybe it is necessary somewhere. Okay, to I will not break the code right now, but I have to make it in a way, okay, that this thing is not required. And then we have ticket snapshot, that is good to know. Maximum step, okay, step index, okay, relative entity, y stat, allowed action, okay, this is still good. Last action status, status, last action error, and then we have progress signal, okay. All things are good, but I don't think so we required difficulty really. So I will be removing that from the observation and from everywhere wherever it is required. ITSM step result. Okay. So in this result we are passing our observation, the reward, and if it is done or not, and the what. Okay. Then we have defined the task definition. We needed it to have task ID, so stable. Okay, I think this thing is not required really. Do we? I don't think so. We require this. Do we require this? Let's see. We will be deciding in this because there might be a case okay, where we don't have this task ID and the source table. Let's see if we require this or not. Okay. We will be deciding in this date here. But yeah, so let me go this okay. Environment state where we are passing the active task ID. Okay, whichever task we are currently on. Okay, we can pass it as blank because there might be a case where we might not get a particular task ID, especially when we are initially not doing anything or when we are completing everything. Task cursor. What is this? What is task cursor? Okay, which task is it pointing to? Is this what they mean? And then we have step index. Okay, 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 yeah. Okay, the task cursor is where which task is it pointing to and what are the steps in the next line we are defining that the step index and then the done and then the valid action count. Okay. So we have at max of 8 tasks. Initially we are describing it as 0. Okay. Over here we can do one thing. We can also say is there a case where okay this will depend totally upon uh, the max task, sorry, max action. Okay, okay. This will depend upon task to task, I think, right? Or is it that we have already defined this thing over here? Where was it? Yeah, over here. All the action that we can take. Is this the case? So, yeah. Okay, the cumulative reward. We have understand totally what we needed to improve in some of the parts. We need to improvise the UI, we need to implement the LLM correctly so that we can then further on go for GRPO. Okay. For that we need to improvise the LLM part in inferencing. Then we need to improvise the structure. We needed to remove the difficulty because I don't think so it is required. It is just an extra field that has been generated. Uh, and yeah, uh, action history and evolution, grade and cumulative reward. Okay, invalid action count. How many invalid action it has taken? Initially it was 0, which is good to know. Then let us go with the loader. Okay, let's see what is happening over here. Okay, initially we are taking it from here, which I don't think so is a violation. We can take it like this, right? Because the logic needed to put in here and the fast API in which the server is running for the environment, but they do not have any specification over this, so we can do this. But why then we have Okay, I think this is somewhere wrong because we are inside the environment. Mess because this is where the DB is, and according to this, we have our environment over here, which is not true because we have our environment over here, and the client and model is over here. I think this environment should be inside this, and this Docker file should be inside over here also. Because inside this we have our models. Okay, let us see this. Okay, what they have told us. Environment should be over here. All the logic, observation and model should be there. Observation model should be here, which is correct. This thing is correct, is in the correct directory. Okay, but this thing is also in the correct directory. But the logic, the game logic, uh, hmm, I think this thing should needed to be over here. At least that is my thinking because only we have app.py. We do not have the environment over here in the server. This environment, yeah. But this model .py should needed to be there inside the root directory. Hmm. This loader can be, yeah, this loader should also be in the root directory here, and the core logic, yeah, this should needed to be in the server. Yeah, this thing is still a little messy. We have to think about it again. Let's see it loader first here. We are describing the default SQL path here and the tables here. Loading the task. We are then loading the task. We are then reading it, sorting it by the task, the number, if it is not the case, and if the length is not equal to 181. Okay, we also do not require this because this is for our use case, so we can still permit this because we are using right now for this our own purpose. Okay, we are importing the already pre-built task that we are testing, okay, which is around 181, but this thing is still unnecessary. Okay, after we are done I will be removing this thing. So this does not need to be implemented, but let's see. Just a moment. uh, okay, so yeah, we are then loading it over here. Hmm. So this is as like these are all these simple things that we do. We check for duplicate. We check if we are getting all the tasks or not. But this is for our use case. So these things I don't think that this is required. So let's see. Then we have what parsing is SQL token. Parse SQL token. Token dot ship. If user does not is equals to null. Uppercase double equals to true. If user is true and if the user is this. Okay, so this is technical term I think. These are all things. We should not be worrying about this because until unless it is like till when till then it is running, it is not really needed to understand. We really don't need to understand it. Okay. And we have all the things loaded. I think in the loader we have only the what? Okay, yeah. In the loader we are loading it from the SQL wala part. Okay, all of this has been put done. Okay, okay. This is the code. Before we read the code, okay, how does code work? We can do something. We can go through with this first, okay? Then we will be going with the core wala part. Okay, we have something in the unit also. So that we will be reading from here. We have different okay grade for different tasks. For incident we have different grade. From knowledge we have different grade. From problem we have different grade. For SSLA we have different grade. So this is where all the core logic has been given. ठीक है. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. Let's start with I think common is for everyone. So we needed to go through with the incident, knowledge and problem and SLA before we go to common. And then after common we can go with the constructor which is init.event. Okay. Let's go with the this first. Okay. This is how we have defined our grader. Okay. Okay, then this is still specific to those, right? So we might need to improvise the reward grader, or we could say the policy. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what can do grader dot common. Okay, we are importing something from the common. Common. Common is like a util, Steven. Are we using this thing in here? Because we are using these things, so we needed to go through with the common first. Okay. So in the common what we have date and type defined. Then palm 01, which when we are okay, so this is something which where we are normalizing it here. This is for capping it or normalizing it, doing the ZS normalization, you could say. Yeah. Not ZS normalization, but we are making sure that the limit should be around 0 to 1. It do not exceed or decrease from 0 to 1. Okay, that is what happening over here. Then we have is present. This is returning a boolean, and if the value is none, returning the false. Okay, we are passing a value, and if the value is none, we are returning false. And is instance. If is instance and the value, return the boolean of value not okay. Otherwise, we are returning true. Okay, the value is present over there or not. We are just making that sure. Okay, making sure if the value is present over there or not. Okay. Then we have parse ISO. Okay, so this is for parsing the timestamp. Okay. Then we have logic state process. This is mapping new. If something is new, then it is given as mapping it as 0.1. Then we have access, which is 0.25. We have root cause, which is 0.5. Then we have fix in process, which is 0.75. We have resolved, which is 0.9, which is having a high weightage because we know why. And if something is closed, we are mapping it to 1. Okay, so these are all the things that has defined over here. What is happening? What? Okay. Let's read the incidents. We have done this mapping over there. Then why are we can take it from there, right? I need to make sure that this thing, alright, if we have defined this thing here, the logic to map, then why do we have defined it over here also? Okay, I needed to make sure that we use utility or should be there. Okay, so I need to make sure this I don't think so this code, okay, this code is still okay, but over here we can have done one thing. We can have taken it directly from there. Okay, vp, yeah, sorry, vsp dot yes, okay. In this we could have taken it from here. Okay, but we do not have done it. Are we using this thing? Okay, let me search. Are we using STU? Okay, we are taking it from here, but we have defined it there also. So we need to make sure that we reuse this code. But I think though most of the thing is is the same, in progress. Okay, we do not have any progress over here, but we could have, whether we have to solve that part. Let's just remove it for now. The status score, okay, the target double equals to current is double equals to target, returning 1. Okay, we are just defining these, okay. Current rank double equals to status rank dot get. We might also have to go through with these to really understand what is happening today. We might have to go through with this. Okay. I know I do not have the GPU because they say it required GPU. Add that we might have to use A100 to get GPU 100 today. This is where they have told us. Okay, we will be doing this or not. We will be doing this or not. We will see today. But we have to do it because if we wanted to implement it in our own code, we have to make sure that we understand the logic, and for that to happen we need to implement it on our own also. Okay, we got the understanding of this thing. We are getting the current rank, target rank that we are targeting. If rank is less than 0, we return 0. Otherwise we normalize it 0 to 1 by dividing current rank divided by target rank. Where are we getting this current rank from? We are okay. So we are getting it from here. If it is in progress, we are defining it as 0.45. So we are not giving penalty to any of the tasks right for now. Maybe it is inside SLA, where if SLA get breached or it get violated, we are giving penalty to that task. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay. And then we have priority constraint consistency, checking if it is having like what are the priorities. Expected target dot get. If expected is none, continue. Otherwise check if row dot get is expected. Okay, it's 0. If it is what we are expecting, then we are returning 1. And then we are summing the check, dividing it by the total number of checks. Why are we doing this? I still don't get it. Let me do one thing. It is a utility to measure how well a given row matching matches some expected target. Okay, so we are calculating. Okay, so this is for calculating whether how much of the task has been done per episode. Hmm. We have 181 episodes, and at each episode we are calculating it. In a episode, like we have 181 episode, and we have around I guess 4 action per episode that we can take as of now. Hmm. Okay, we have 181 episode, and for each episode we it could take at max I guess 8 steps maybe. For each step we are calculating something, and that is aggregated and we normalized a clamp between 0 to 1, and for each step we are calculating the reward. Okay, let's say we have 3 steps. For each step we are getting some aggregated rewards which is around 0 to 1, and these reward will then come back at the end, and at max we have 8 steps, and in total we have 181 episodes. Okay. Hmm. Understandable. Priority consistency. Okay, so what is this? Okay, well it is just I think this is just calculating how well a given row or matches some expected target values to across a specific field. Hmm. The rows are priority, impact, urgency, and we are able to have a target. Let's suppose initially we have the row as high, impact as low. But let's say if we have target of priority high and impact as high, then it is matching 50%. Yeah. Hmm. If the field is not matching, we can ignore it. Uh, if the field is in, you know, okay, so if something were to come Let's suppose which is not in the field, we are just ignoring it. I think that is what happening over here, right? Or am I wrong? I think this am I wrong. Okay, so if there is nothing to check, we can say it as close, and if it is like something like priority, impact, urgency, we can say it like this. But how can we say this thing for sure that it should be from any of these? Hmm? I don't know. It is too much deterministic, right? Let's see. Great incident. Okay. We are grading the incidents. We are passing the task, DV index, and the history. Initially, we might not have any history when we are returning a dictionary, which should be containing target in the incident ID row. Okay, now see, we are defining this. We are returning a dictionary, which is I think the observation. Okay. Target equals to task.grader target. Incident ID is equals to string. Okay. Yes, score. If row is none, matlab initially score will be 0, consistency is 0, component is 0, and there will be no violation, I guess. Everything is 0. This is for the very start. But if we have status code, okay, this is a private method that we are importing from there. I think we have described this thing somewhere as much as I can remember. Okay, so we are defining it over here. Expected group, assignment score 1 if expected score is none, and we are getting what we wanted, at 0 elsewise if score is double equals to 0.1 and is present. Okay, if the score is double equals to 0 and is present, row.get is assigned to, we are returning. So we might also have to understand the data before we dive into these, because I'm a little confused about these. Okay. How much do we have? Let's go to the And okay, we have 610104. Okay, we got it. Plus 65 minus 65 divided. Required field target object. So that we needed to formulate this. Okay. I think this is all for this stream, or maybe should I try to understand the data first? Okay, let me go over here. It is this right. We have the location. Here are different types of data. I really needed to view this properly before I go any further. Let's see it from where we have taken the data so that we get a better view. See? But where did that part go? Where did that go? Okay. Okay. I don't know where did that really goes. I have an idea. How can I search it? Can search it. Okay, I got this. This is where it is. Am I saving this kind of? I'm not saving this. Yeah, we have different things. Oracle, 640 rows, and then we have split rice. It's nice. Okay. Okay, do we have like different these, I guess. This is the system prompt, but this is the user prompt. I am tasked to have a technical kick-off session with Carlio. Query busy. These are the selected tools. Okay. Verifiers. Okay. But our data did not look like this, right? Restriction tools, the SMCP. Where did the data go? Uh, okay. Where can I upload a DB and preview it? Okay. Where was it? This file. Okay. This is. Let's preview this. Not a valid. Database. Why? What? What happened? Not a valid. What? Data. Okay. Okay. Uh, where can I load example? Where can I upload? Where did that part go? It did not give me the option to upload, right? Okay. I have to see something else. The file. But, uh, Oh, see, script for it. Describe to populate database data a realistic multi-tender environment feature into that hope and is some code will be breakdown. Okay, we might have to understand it like this, but yeah, I will be starting it from 9. Sorry, yeah, from 9 to 12. We will be uh, continuing from here onward. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we will be continuing from here after 9. Okay. I might do the same or I might not do the same, but I hope I will do the same. But yeah, because we have to do a lot of debugging, we have find a lot of bugs in our code that we need to fix. So I might do some of the live coding or maybe some of the code by my own. Okay, so that is a boring process. I don't want to stream that. So let's see if I will be streaming 9 to 12. Okay. This is all for today. If you like seeing content around this, make sure you like the video. If that is not the case, and you wanted to watch a video around C++, I am doing the stream around 12 after 12 a.m. Okay, at night, so you can watch those streams. And if you like watching content around development, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be improving myself on a daily basis. I might also be recording some of the video around TSA or maybe what I will be doing. I will be thinking about it too. So that is all for today. Hope you like the video. Bye bye.